Michael Jordan may have sold his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets, but don't be mistaken, because this man is assembling his next team of the future to carry his legacy forward. This is what happens when MJ's legacy is on your feet, and you're one of the ones tasked to carry it above and beyond. Let me explain. Before the 2023-2024 NBA season, Jordan's signature athletes Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, and Zion Williamson were flown out to Paris for the Beyond commercial shoot for Jordan Brand. Now, you gotta think public relations told them that the big man was gonna show up at some point. Yet still, this is what happened when MJ showed up on the scene.
Y'all enjoying yourselves?
That's right. MJ is literally the only dude who can show up to his own commercial and shut the scene down. The only dude who can show up when he's expected to and still garner a reaction like this from a young superstar in his own right. Michael Jordan's aura is on another level. He is winning personified, and that's in large part thanks to what Nike's Jordan Brand has continued to highlight in furthering his legacy. Keep in mind that this is a guy who hasn't logged an NBA minute in over 20 years and yet still generates this level of buzz from young stars and fans around the world to this day. Now, I'm going to get into all this in depth in a future video, so log that away in your memory. But today, you clicked on this video to hear about the team MJ is assembling, and that's exactly what you're going to get and more, because I'm going to go into how MJ landed Tatum, Luka, and Zion at Jordan Brand as their three signature athletes, leading up to the question, is the current Jordan Brand roster the strongest signature sneaker roster in the NBA? Alright, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cashback with online shopping. I use Rakuten whether it's through the website or the app every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cashback that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. These are the three names that stand out when you think of Jordan Brand's signature athletes in the 2010s. But as the decade was coming to a close and these guys were getting up there in age, MJ and his brand knew that they had to sign the next generation of stars to stay relevant. Jason Tatum was one of the main guys that they had their eye on, but it would take some time to land him at the brand, and his first interaction with Michael Jordan is something you're gonna want to hear. Tatum, the 3rd overall pick in the 2017 draft, signed his first sneaker deal with Nike, which led to him rocking a lot of heat throughout his first couple of seasons in the league. With Kyrie as his teammate in 2018, Tatum regularly rocked Irving's signature sneakers with Nike, with his own handwritten touch of his son Deuce's name on the midsole. Tatum even laced up the exclusive Kyrie 4 Green Lobster colorway, which for some of us would take 1 to 2 paychecks to pay for. Nike put a huge vote of confidence in JT when they called on him to debut the Nike Adapt BB self-lacing basketball shoe in January 2019. This sneaker debuted for $350 at retail, and well, let's just say Nike no longer releases the shoe anymore. Because why buy something that wants so badly to be a Kobe but costs $350 and is powered by a motor that can, potentially burn out so that you can't lace up your shoes? Good concept, but I guess the tech and the general public just wasn't ready to take Back to the Future seriously in our modern society.
Power laces, all right.
Anyway, as MJ was assembling his sneaker roster of the future in 2019, Tatum was one of the 5 players at the time in the conversation. Here's what JT had to say about that process.
It was like a dream come true. The cool part I tell a lot of people about, coming to the Jordan Brand family is nobody comes over without, Michael Jordan has the last say so. So for him to, give you the last stamp and to say that, he wants you a part of the family is the ultimate sort of acceptance.
So we know that MJ personally chooses the signature athletes he wants to represent his brand and push his legacy forward. And this is where the story gets better, because as a Jordan brand signature athlete, Tatum is already in with MJ in a way, but his first interaction with the legend couldn't have gone any worse. In an interview with Graham Bessinger, Tatum revealed that he met MJ for the first time in 2019 at a Jordan brand event in Paris, and this happened.
And I'm shaking, I went to go shake his hand, and I knocked over his wine glass, and it broke, and it spilled all over the table. And I was trying to clean up, and he was like, you good? He was like, just relax, it's all right.
Yeah, just put yourself in Tatum's shoes for a second. Sit there. That's tough. But MJ knows talent when he sees it, and just a few years after their first interaction, Tatum has a signature shoe with Jordan brand. And as someone who owns the barbershop colorway of this shoe, I must say, I'm a fan of this silhouette and the performance of it. And ain't nobody paying me to say that. My opinions are my own. And hey, if you like these or any of the other colorways that are available, y'all saw the shout out to Rakuten at the beginning of the video. Okay, you know where I'm going with this. Go get your cash back while shopping online at Nike. Okay, that's exactly what I did. Because of their sneaker partnership, Tatum and Jordan appear to have a good relationship. Okay, in an early 2023 interview with Complex, Tatum was asked, "You dropped 51 points against MJ's Hornets on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Did he give you any grief for what you did to his team?" His response? "He'll text me every once in a while when I have a big game, but he didn't text me after that one." Laughs. Referring to Jordan not sending Tatum a text after his 51-point game, the Complex reporter asked, "Do you think that was pretty intentional?" Tatum's response? "Maybe so. I know he watches all the Hornets games, so he saw. Even when he does reach out and text me after a good game, that's still pretty surreal. Even when I see his name come across my phone, it still doesn't seem real." And if you're enjoying this video, I encourage you to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see my name come across your phone when I upload. As of now, Jordan Brand has Luka Doncic locked into contract for even longer than the Dallas Mavericks do. MJ's clearly not playing around with this part of his team, and for good reason, considering another player who is also in the running for signing Luka. Doncic entered the NBA in 2018 on an existing 2-year deal he had signed with Nike while a member of Real Madrid in 2017. Once his Nike deal was up in 2019, Luka tested the market by lacing up some Under Armour Curry 7 sneakers before a game and was also heavily recruited by none other than Jordan's nemesis, I'm saying this for dramatic effect, dun dun dun, LeBron James.
I wanted to begin Team LeBron and have Luka as my first signing with Nike.
Oh, wow.
This is what I wanted. I don't believe that my guys at Nike was ready for that. And obviously they were not, because he ended up going to Jordan.
And yet again, MJ was there ready to shut down another one of LeBron's dreams before it could be realized. Jordan Brand swooped in and signed Luka to a 5-year deal in December 2019, and since then, he's debuted 2 editions of his signature shoe. You gotta see what the brand did for a release of one of the Luka 2 colorways. Let me show you. The Lake Bled colorway of the Luka 2 pays tribute to a scenic lake in Luka's home country of Slovenia. Okay, so the shoe mirrors the color of the lake and has some sentimental value. Big deal, it's not like we haven't seen that before. But have we ever seen a brand roll out a floating court in the middle of a lake for their signature athletes 3-on-3 basketball tournament to celebrate the launch of a sneaker colorway? I personally have not. Juan said, "Luka got a court on a lake. I ain't know he had a lake." Well, apparently, Juan, when you got MJ and his brand on your side, anything is possible. After all, this whole Beyond campaign that Jordan Brand's got going on right now is fueled by the motto, believe in yourself and nowhere's out of bounds. Nowhere's out of bounds. Not even a lake. Luka was also one of the only current players in the NBA that MJ had an extended interaction with during the 2022 All-Star NBA Top 75 Players ceremony. And with all this considered, the fact that Luka signed on with the Jumpman for another 5 years in August of 2023 that puts him under contract through 2029, a whole 3 years longer than his current Mavs contract is, not surprising in the least bit. Jason Tatum was drafted in 2017, Luka Doncic followed in 2018, and Zion Williamson was selected first overall in 2019. Yet despite entering the league after Tatum and Luka, it was Zion who received a signature shoe first from Jordan Brand in 2021. But before I get into that, the push to sign Zion coming out of college was real, people. Former NBA point guard Steph Marbury speculated that Zion could be offered a $500 million plus contract, and I made a video on that. And then Adidas ended up the big loser in the Zion sweepstakes, and once again, I made a video on that. These are older videos, but I'll link both in the description if you want to check them out. But basically, what we had on our hands with Zion's sneaker free agency as he entered the league was the biggest bidding war the sneaker industry had seen since LeBron James in 2003. And just like with LeBron, Adidas appeared to be in the driver's seat, considering that Zion came up in the Adidas AAU circuit and wore the Adidas Harden Volume 1 all throughout his senior year at Spartanburg Day School. And especially after his Nike PG 2.5s literally tore apart during a nationally televised Duke home game, Nike wasn't in the best spot to sign the man, but money talks. And the typically frugal Nike subsidiary not only broke out of their norm by signing a Duke alum, but they paid him a reported $75 million, the most they'd handed a rookie hooper since Carmelo Anthony, and the second highest signing amount ever for a teenager behind only LeBron James, who signed with Nike for $90 million in 2003. With this much hype for a prospect, the rollout of Zion's signature sneaker over the past few years has been a bit underwhelming, to be honest. Williamson debuted his first signature sneaker with Jordan Brand in early 2021, a shortened season without fans in stands for most of the year, and the release of his second sneaker was delayed due to a foot injury that sidelined him for the entire 2021-2022 season. Yet still, the third edition of Zion's signature shoe has officially dropped, and in my humble opinion, is the most aesthetically pleasing version yet. The Jordan Brand signature big three of Tatum, Luka, and Zion, how do they stack up to other signature rosters? Well, according to Nike's website, their big three consists of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yup. Hard to argue against that. Adidas boasts Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, James Harden, and Derrick Rose. Not too shabby either. New Balance has a solid mix of stars and young guys with Zach LaVine, Jamal Murray, and Tyrese Maxey, to name a few, all headlined by Kawhi Leonard, who has a signature shoe. Under Armour has Curry Brand, with De'Aaron Fox being the newest signee to rock Steph's signature sneakers. And Skechers, yes, Skechers, has even entered into the basketball sneaker game now, with Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, and Terrence Mann kicking things off for them. So with all this considered, is the current Jordan Brand roster of Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, and Zion Williamson the strongest signature sneaker roster in the NBA? Sound off in the comments with your take, and I'll be reading and replying to y'all's responses. And I'll be back with another episode of Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.